There's a quiet, aching question that many of us have seen asked, either in the lives of our friends in the stories we see on screen, or perhaps in the silence of our own hearts. It's the question of why. Why we find ourselves standing at the very same precipice of pain, with a new person in a new time, but with an old familiar script. We are drawn to a love that hurts, a love that feels like a constant uphill battle. It's a pattern, a cycle. And for many women, it's one of the most confusing and heartbreaking puzzles of their lives. We meet someone who is emotionally distant, or someone who is unreliable, or someone who seems to thrive on a kind of chaos that leaves us feeling small and unseen. And we tell ourselves, this time it will be different. But the story, the very bones of the story, remain the same. Why do we do this? What drives us to willingly step back into the flames of a love we know will burn up? To truly understand this, we have to travel back in time, not just to the last painful breakup, but to the very beginning, to a place we rarely think to look, our childhood. It is here, in our earliest relationships with our primary caregivers, that our fundamental blueprint for love is drawn. Long before we ever feel the flutter of a first crush, we learn what love looks like, what it sounds like, and what it feels like. We learn whether love is a safe harbor or a turbulent sea. We learn whether we can trust someone to meet our needs, or whether we must fight, beg, or earn that affection. This isn't a conscious process. It's a deep, primal, and often silent education. The love stories we repeat in our adult lives are not random. They are, in a very real way, echoes of our past. They are the unconscious attempt to resolve old wounds, to finally get the love we needed but did not receive back then. A child who was constantly seeking the approval of a withdrawn parent may grow up to seek partners who are emotionally unavailable. They are not masochists. They are simply recreating a familiar landscape in the hope that this time, they will find their way home. They are holding on to the hope that if they are just good enough, just loving enough, just patient enough, this person will finally give them the affection they have been craving their entire life. And this is where the heartbreak begins, because the very thing we are seeking is the thing that can never be given by this person, not in the way we need it. For her, love has always been a state of constant striving. It is a puzzle to be solved, a challenge to be conquered. The quiet, easy, uncomplicated love of a secure relationship feels foreign, almost boring. It doesn't have the high-stakes, dramatic intensity she has come to associate with love. It doesn't have the rush of finally getting a text back after hours of agonizing silence, or the relief of a temporary moment of closeness after a long period of emotional distance. She has mistaken intensity for intimacy. She has mistaken familiarity for destiny. She believes, deep down, that love is supposed to hurt, at least a little bit. It's supposed to be difficult, because that's what she learned. That's what love felt like to her. A constant push and pull, a dance of approach and retreat. It's a heartbreaking truth, but a necessary one to confront. The love we received in our past, or the lack thereof, has an enduring impact on the love we seek in our future. We are all, in our own way, trying to go back in time and change the ending of a story that has already been written. But the only way to rewrite the future is to understand the past, to grieve it, and to finally let it go. A woman who repeats this pattern is not weak. She is a hopeful romantic, a survivor, and someone who has learned to endure. She has a boundless capacity for care, and she gives it freely, believing that her love alone can heal the person she is with. This belief is the anchor that holds her to the pain. She sees the brokenness in him, and she believes that her love can be the salve, the very thing that makes him whole. It is a beautiful, if tragic, form of empathy. She sees his potential, not his reality, and she pours all of her energy, all of her light, into the shadow of his potential, leaving nothing for her. She has been conditioned to believe that her value lies in her ability to fix things, to fix people, to fix love. This pattern is often reinforced by cultural narratives and romantic comedies, where the difficult, emotionally closed-off man is finally changed by the love of a good woman. She believes this is her purpose, her calling, her ultimate romantic achievement. She is driven by a profound and noble desire to see the best in someone, even when he shows her the worst. This isn't about her being naive. It's about her deep-seated desire to see the world as a place where love truly can conquer all. But the reality is that no one person can fix another. His healing is his own journey, and her repeated attempts to save him are, in a way, a betrayal of herself. Every time she puts his emotional needs before her own, She sends a message to her subconscious that her happiness is secondary. Every time she tolerates disrespect or emotional neglect, she is reaffirming the belief that this is what she deserves. The painful cycle is not just about him, it's about the story she tells herself about herself. The narrative that says she is only worthy of a love that requires her to shrink, to sacrifice, to constantly be in a state of effort. The repeated pain isn't a punishment, it's a message. A loud, clear, and unrelenting message from her heart that says, "This isn't working, this isn't love, you are worthy of more." And the pattern will continue to repeat itself, a broken record on a scratched up vinyl, until she finally decides to change the song. The key to breaking the cycle lies not in finding a new man, but in finding a new self. It begins with a slow, gentle, and often painful process of self-inquiry. It's about asking, why am I drawn to this? What familiar pain is this person tapping into? What does this feeling of neglect remind me of? It's a process of connecting the dots between our past and our present, and understanding that the love we seek is not in another person, but within ourselves. We have to become the person we are looking for. We have to become our own safe harbor, our own source of validation. And this is not a one-time decision. It's a daily practice of self-love and self-respect. It's about setting boundaries, not just with others, but with ourselves. It's about saying no to the familiar chaos and yes to the unfamiliar. It's about learning to trust that a love that is easy, that is kind, that is nurturing, is not boring. It is a gift. It is what we deserve. The road to a new love story is not about finding a perfect person, but about becoming a whole person. It's about doing the work to heal the old wounds and to change the internal narrative. It's about recognizing that our worth is not measured by our ability to fix a broken person, but by our willingness to honor our own heart. The love we have been seeking is the love we have been waiting to give.